Mike is an optical genius, a rich and powerful man. Thanks to science and technology, he invented an invisibility coat. He installed surveillance cameras in the house, which proves Mike's lust to control is very strong. All his controlling desires in his hand. Our heroine Susan could not stand his almost crazy control. She prepared to escape from this place at night. After confirming sleeping pills that she gave worked, Susan crept to arrange the luggage, escaped to the door, seeing the dog behind her. Susan didn't dare, so she took off the electronic necklace to help the dog, but the dog crashed into a car, which activated alerts. Susan hurriedly fled. She crossed the forest. Her sister waited for her before. When Susan was in the car, Mike caught up. He broke the car glass indignantly, threatened the two to quickly escape. After spending 2 weeks at Tiukoi's house, Susan received information that terrified her. Her boyfriend Mike died unexpectedly, also left her a huge legacy $0.5 million. But the premise is that Susan cannot commit illegal acts. Susan does not think much but accepts this large sum of money. Also use this in return for accepting her friend's help for her. But then, something strange that inexplicable had happened. The stove in the kitchen may be on for unknown reasons. It's always like someone is looking at in the room. At night sleeping, the blanket may be pulled. Susan stood up. Another invisible pair of feet was found stepping on top. A lot of strange things made Susan feel that Mike is not dead. The second day Susan came to interview, but when she opened the dispatch folder, the interview document inside had disappeared. Susan stood up shyly, but she suddenly fainted. Until she woke up, she was informed by the doctor. In her body contained a large amount of sedative, but Susan had never taken sleeping pills, just used it to deal with the dead Mike. The more frightening is, twos, greater than that sleeping pill, appeared on her sink. Susan came to find her sister today, but didn't know who. Used her computer to send a dead letter to sister. So her sister cut off ties with her. The more certain she was about all this because of Mike. So Susan suddenly thought of ways. Call Mike's phone. But the phone rang in the attic. Susan climbed into the attic. Not only could she find her interview material, there's also Mike's phone. The phone suddenly received a message. Surprise? Susan slowly looked at the top of the stairs. Poured down paints. That's Mike. He's invisible. Susan hastily chased out. But when facing the invisible Mike, she didn't have the strength to fight back. So she looked for the right opportunity. Hold the plate beat. Then ran outside. She went to Mike's villa. As expected, she found an invisible coat in Mike's lab. Susan took the invisibility suit and hid it in the wardrobe, then called her sister to arrange a meeting to tell that she got evidence. The two met at a crowded restaurant, but not saying anything yet. Everyone ran away. Susan is considered an assassin. She was taken to a mental hospital. But no matter how Susan struggled to call for help, no one believed her. Susan looked at the hospital room helplessly. At that point in the ear came Mike's voice again. Surprise? Susan was hopeless. But what made her even more desperate is, the doctor said she was pregnant. Then Mike's brother came looking for Susan. Said because her illegal act has violated the estate agreement. He wanted to remove Susan's inheritance. He gave Susan an option. It is to come back to Mike. Bear the baby. It turned out that all were two people's strategies. Susan angrily knocked things down from the table, and stole a fountain pen. In the evening, Susan took the pen from the bathroom, and stabbed to her hand. She wanted to kill both, which may make Mike to show up. As expected, an invisible arm held Susan. Susan had the chance to stab the fountain pen at Mike. The invisible suit was torn. Hidden or present, the police heard the movement and came, but was fainted by the invisible. After that the police came more and more, but each one fell down. A gun floating in the air. Because of the damage of the invisibility, Mike hurriedly fled. Susan chased out with the gun. Outside was pouring rain. The invisible person was also hidden or present. Susan chased next to the car. The invisible person suddenly captured Susan and told her, "If you continue to fight against me, I will kill everyone by your side." Susan knew who Mike wanted to find next. She hurriedly called her friend Tiu Koi, told him to call home. The daughter on the ground was being stepped on by someone. Tiu Koi rushed forward to stop, but the invisible made him fell to the floor in the blink of an eye. Susan came at the right time. The invisible immediately appeared. Susan quickly fired at the opponent. The invisible person fell to the ground. Susan took off the mask of the invisible man. Discovered it's not her boyfriend Mike. That's his brother. Mike at that moment was locked in the basement of the mansion. Mike said all this is due to his brother. The brother pretended to be killed and took his invention to commit crime. The police didn't have evidence, so they couldn't arrest Mike. But only Susan knew that Mike's brother is just a replacement. All this is not over yet. Susan looked at her friend's daughter at night. She decided it was time to do something. She took the initiative to call Mike, with beautiful face makeup, to the old villa. Mike had been waiting for her. They had dinner together. Meanwhile Susan asked Mike, "Can't you tell the truth to me?" The man hesitated for a while and then said, "The words I told you are the truth. Greater than all of this is what my brother did. He controlled me." Then said, "Surprise?" Susan is crying out loud. She said she wanted to go to the toilet. Mike was sitting in front of the table. Suddenly, Susan came back from the toilet. Very scared. She hurriedly called an ambulance. Then step by step left the area with the camera. Took back the phone. The panic on her face gradually went away. Instead, it was a sly smile. She then said that to the man as well. "Surprise?" Until Tiu Koi came. She held a bag with the invisible suit inside. It's the end. Some say this movie is the most horror movie of 2020. I think that's because of control, intimidation, and harm every hour of the invisible with Susan. This leads to Susan's mental damage, more severe than body damage. I'm the captain. Hit like and follow if you like.